Mike Prang, Sports Information Director at Adrian College, here with head football coach Joe Palka after a 35-21 win over Kalamazoo. Coach, to start with an opening statement.
Just happy again for our kids. Get to 6 wins in year one of this regime, and we kind of get a revenge factor or avenge a defeat from last year against Kalamazoo, on the road, and a pretty bad loss. So the kids worked really hard this week. I thought we played, really well in spots on both sides of the ball. Obviously some things to clean up, but anytime you get a win against a veteran team like Kalamazoo, it's a big deal.
So Jake Kelbert, he was out with injury last week against Hope, but he comes back. He was 20 of 28, 270 passing yards with 4 touchdowns. Talk about him.
Just a great game by Jake. You saw he keeps plays alive at the end with a kind of a game-sealing touchdown. Just really accurate today. Making all the right decisions. Just continues to get better. He had a great week of practice. And the biggest thing about Jake, he's a great leader. Rallies the kids, never panicked, and I was really happy for him to be able to throw the ball as well as he did today.
Talk about your rushing game down the stretch the last 2 weeks. We've seen a lot of Trey Brueggemann in the backfield. You have him, you have Tyson Hill, Shondell Hardnett, and Kelbert. You kind of have a 4-headed monster kind of for your rushing game. Talk about that.
Yeah, we need all of them because those guys get dinged up, and if one's not firing on all cylinders or a little dinged up, we get the other guy in. Each back brings something different to the table for us, and it's just great to kind of have the ability to game plan based on the availability of all 4 guys.
So we led 21-7 at half, and then Kalamazoo made some adjustments. They scored a touchdown in the third quarter. They held us scoreless, so it was a 1-score game for a little while in the second half. Talk about the adjustments that they made and then what we changed going into the fourth.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was, we had some penalties that aided them a little bit in keeping a drive alive, but they did a good job of pressing their corners, what we call playing 2-man behind it. It looked like not allowing us to get free releases. And they also clogged up the lanes with really double backer blitzes on the outside to make it difficult to run. So what we adjusted to in the second half is we liked a certain technique we do with our tight end to open up a little bit more of a running lane. We thought that worked. And then, some critical throws that we hadn't shown all game, I think was a key too. So I thought we kept them off balance in the fourth quarter and took what they gave us in the passing game.
So one person's name that was all over the stat sheet might have had the game of his collegiate career, Ethan Abberger. In the first quarter, he had a 67-yard touchdown reception, and then the fourth, a 55-yard touchdown reception. He finished the day with 7 receptions for 150 yards. Talk about his performance.
Well, we've tried to get Ethan going more and more. He does a lot for us as a freshman. It was great to see him stretch the field vertically today. I think that's something that we've lacked the past couple weeks. Saw a little bit of it at Albion, but he can run. He can obviously catch. He can break tackles. Once he has the ball, and he's just got something to him. He's got a little it factor to him. Just really excited for his performance today. That's great for that young man. So
Wade Ashman, kind of our senior captain on defense. Didn't see him so much in the first half, but then he ended up finishing the game with 5 tackles. He did force a fumble, unfortunately rolled out of bounds, but then finished the fourth quarter with an interception, also had a pass breakup. What can you say about his leadership for the defense? Well,
to be completely honest with you, Wade just didn't practice much this week at all. Matter of fact, didn't practice at all. We had some adversity he had to overcome throughout the course of the week, so we knew he wasn't going to play early. We felt good about our plan, but for him to come in and play in the second half in those critical situations is just huge. He's the brains of that secondary back there. He gets everybody lined up right. He's a physical player. I'm proud of him for how he handled things this week, and excited for him with the plays he made in the second half.
So we moved to 6-2 on the year, 3-2 in MIAA play. We head out on the road next week to Trine University. Kickoffs at 1 p.m. Kind of what's the game plan going into the week with practice?
Well, we're at a point, if you notice, like Kate Fox went out with injury. We have a lot of guys that are dinged up or out, so we have to first of all assess who's healthy and what we can do with those healthy guys, playing a lot of young players. But I know this against Trine, you have to stop the run. That's first and foremost this week, so we'll come up with some different packages to do that. And we need to stay productive on offense. We can't play like we did a week ago. We need to play more like what you saw today.
All right, congrats, Coach. Bulldogs moved to 6-2 after a 35-21 victory over Kalamazoo at home. Go celebrate.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. Big win for the kids.